It's Hwasin making sure he's ready for this. Kal kind of sweating there. I think he always sweats just a little bit. Godzilla boy. Let's see. Moving out with the armies. Gateway still producing. Zealots, High Templar, Hwasin taking his third refinery. I should talk like this all the time. Kind of like fact, 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 fact. Absolutely no opinion. Fact, fact, fact. No opinion whatsoever what's going on. Fact. There's a fact right there. Here's another fact for you guys. And I'm monotonous. So let's see. The 6 o'clock I think hasn't actually been picked off by Hwasin at this point. With that, I think he might actually be picking up an advantage because he has the 3 o'clock still mining. He has that mining coming down at the lower right. He has mining. Still think he has some mining at the 12. I don't think it's a lot. But if he manages to do even more economic damage to Kal, he's gonna come ahead. Kal still has the army advantage, but Hwasin's been keeping up. Dragoon's gonna come up there and pick off turrets, so he's readying himself for a recall here, and Hwasin is right on top of this. There's even a siege tank there to attack those Dragoons that are picking off the turrets, and also SCVs coming in to build even more turrets. Kal wants a recall, grouping up a lot of forces. He wants a recall. If he goes for the production, if he picks off all of Hwasin's production, he has to make sure that it doesn't lose his army for nothing as he does that, because a recall usually ends up with you losing your forces no matter what. But it's the point how much damage you do. Some forces moving out here, landing in some mines, turrets going down, some storms going off, but vultures kind of milling around, not really getting picked off by that. So Kal kind of maneuvering force, not doing too good a job. Hwasin gonna pick off the 6. Still as there's a simulator there though, but I really like how Hwasin has placed his forces on that high ground, very close by. So if Kal wants to go for an attack at the 6 o'clock, there's gonna be forces on 2 sides ready for him. Even forces that could come in and attack him from the back and do a pincer if he uses vultures properly. So Kal has to be very careful. He's gonna go for attack. Has armor 3 and shield 1 at this point. Also has actually a shield upgrade for his arbiter. Defensive Mage is going off all over the place. Kal gonna go for the attack. Who's his Arbiter? Zealots coming in, trying to pick off everything. Coming in on tanks. There are gonna be tanks on the right side as well, and vultures as well. Not going for the pincer, but a lot of tanks on the high ground ready to push in. Some Zealots trying to come attack the 6 o'clock alongside Dragoons. There's High Templar there as well, but I think vultures are gonna be able to push inside and pick that off. Zealots penetrating the low right-hand position. They're gonna at least be able to cause some harassment there. I think vultures should fly in. Yeah, right now gonna fly in and alongside Goliath's attack and pick off those Zealots before any sort of serious damage is done. Still a pylon sitting there. It's actually not being picked off for any reason. More Arbiters being produced, and the 6 o'clock actually did go down. Hwasin actually, didn't want to give up his defensive position to push in and try to defend that, but he's going to keep up his defensive position. Should probably going to, slowly going to come in there and push in on that. Just wants to make sure, because you're kind of drawing yourself in a corner. It's like cornering a feral beast, and you know, when a feral beast is cornered, it's gonna fight for its life, even if it knows it's gonna die, most likely gonna die. It's still gonna fight for its life. Kal gonna go to the lower right, gonna start picking off, forcing a float. Arbiter is gonna get picked off before he manages to get his stays off, but getting that float is so important for Kal right now, especially if he manages to reestablish that 6. He's gonna get himself in a pretty good position. I feel both players are somewhat equal, but Hwasin still losing battles, letting a lot of storms go off all over the place. Zealots running in. Oh! Ah, nice. One Zealot. No! Whoa! I could have one-shotted both those tanks. One shot. Tank go down. One shot. Tank go down. I was saying tank go down, but it says the clutch sounded like tango down. Tango down! Tango down! Oh no. So High Templar sitting there at the lower right, just kind of milling around. Can we have some storm, please? Thank you. One storm. I killed one of my own brothers for that, but who cares? Oh, picking off that 6 and delaying that lower right, forcing that float. Man, Kal's being very aggressive here, and I like this play. Still keeping up production. Doesn't have much mining. Mineral only is dead at this point. Upper left hand, the only thing in mining form. It still has forces at the 6 just to make sure there's nothing that come in. He has storms ready. Hwasin not mining, I think, at all at this point, actually. That 3 o'clock might have a few minerals here and there, but he's not mining at all. He needs this lower right. He needs to make sure he defends this. Doesn't allow this to happen. Doesn't allow this penetration to happen again. Kal gonna have a lot of arbiters coming in, and he's gonna want to do some damage. I'm wondering when he's actually gonna go for the recall at the lower right hand. You know, just before anything happens there, just put in a small recall. Don't think that's the case, but you know, surprised me. Been surprised before. Tanks moving in a little bit closer to the low ground. Hwasin trying to put up yet another defensive position close to that 6 o'clock, but he has to take it too. I think this is actually at this point a fight for the 6, because that's really the only base left to mine from. Aside from the base the East player has, Arbiter I think was actually going for recall, but 2 Goliaths ready for that. Scan goes off as well. Trying to get some range on that, but didn't quite work out. But the Goliaths are there just in case. But yeah, I feel the 6 guy is the base to fight for right now. That upper left hand has Kal is the upper left. Hwasin at the lower left. Hwasin trying to move in. Did Storm will go off? Vultures, are they gonna? No, they're gonna get picked up before they bench. Needs to push in with a couple more of those. But yeah, I think these are basically the bases they're gonna be fighting for. And you either want to take the 6, hold that, and get a slight military edge that way. Just get your economy a little bit better than the other guys. Or pick off one of the other guys' bases. If you pick off the other guy's mining base, you're going to be pretty good. Going for the production at this point, this late in the game, not quite sure whether that's what you want to go for. Because if it goes to the attack, even if you manage to pick off quite a few factories, don't know how in the end, it's going to be that good for you in the end, really. Especially if you lose that entire armed force to pick off a few factories while you leave the turn with his entire armed force still on the ground. Mind you, Hwasin doesn't have much. Arbiter gonna be gonna recall through that, just on top of the Goliaths. Gonna move towards the low right hand. Is thinking of going for the attack. Their tanks coming siege up. Some storms hitting it though. No stasis of whatsoever. The Arbiter is going to get picked up with Dragoons. Alongside a High Templar is going to move towards that upper left. Commands are already being floated away, so Hwasin preemptively doesn't want to risk it. Might still get picked off. Stop the float. Dragoon's going to continue attacking. Some tanks on the low ground. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Those tanks trying to engage Dragoons. Dragoons going to pull back a little bit. More force coming from the back, so Dragoons and High Templar are going to die. Not going to manage to pick off the Commander, but the float already is important. Pretty bad for Hwasin. He's going to force to put that back again. Arbiter getting scanned. Ooh, beautiful. Just in case there were forces on their Arbiter. There were not. Small recall coming in again. Very close to the 6 o'clock base. He kind of wants to try to clear out the position a little bit. Has a shuttle alongside, probably with Zealot bombs. Gonna try to go for the low right hand. I think Hwasin might have put up a pretty definitive, well, not really definitive, not that wonderful a defensive grid. And I have a really hard time saying who's ahead here. Both players economically decent. Hwasin I don't think really has much aside from what he has on the ground. Kal still kind of keeping up production, but I think at this point he's kind of pushing his forces into nothing, losing his Arbiters, and every Arbiter he has right now is precious. He's not going to have the resources to really keep them always coming, to keep the Arbiters coming. GG going to come in from Kal. Yeah, just sacrificing so many forces to push into Hwasin there overall. Kind of, yeah, feels it pointless to keep that up. Was already at the end there, just pushing in forces, trying to use his last little bits of stuff that he had, and that really wasn't enough. So Hwasin going to come out ahead in that one. But, you know, I think Kal still played a good game. Nice long macro game. We're going to see how this one continues. Teammate battle. Always, you know, spirited stuff. And it's so weird to see. So fun to see 2 guys wearing those funky, ridiculous STX shirts. I mean, mind you, it's not as ridiculous as the new Samsung Khan outfits. But God, seriously. Kind of funky. So, GG guys, wrenching out. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. 3rd set coming up next.